Appeals, please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application, and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we begin, there are two adjournments on tonight's calendar. The first one is application 25-131, property located in Farmingdale on Broad Hollow Road. Is there anybody here on that application? It is being adjourned to September the 4th. Second one is application 25-128, Spiffy Jiffy, property located on Sunrise Highway in Lindenhurst. Anybody here on that application? That's being adjourned to September the 25th. First application tonight is application 25-127 of Keith and Patricia Cooney, property located in Lindenhurst.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the applicant, Steve Bertolino, attorney, 130 West Main Street, East Islip, New York. Nice to see everybody again. Nice to be number one 2 weeks in a row. Thank somebody for that. That being said, as you can see from the call of the meeting.
Let me just read the stuff into the record, okay? For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 5th, 2025. A previous application dated, application case number 23202 from this board was approved on December 14th, 2023. Environmental control memo dated August 12th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Was surveyed by Michael Lawrence Haynes dated March 28th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map.
And, Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a plot plan by Thomas D. Bloor dated April 25th, 2025.
Okay, thank you. Okay, what would you like to tell us?
Yes, as you can see from what might be on your screen, it's a relatively small backyard. There used to be an above-ground pool, as the chairman just pointed out, with the prior grant in 2023. It was required that if that pool ever were to come out, any replacement would have to be in a conforming location. We are now replacing that above-ground pool with a conforming pool. Obviously, the request is not for setback relaxations, it's for lot coverage. That being said, we've proposed 4-foot pavers around the pool. I hate to admit, but I suspect there might be just a little bit more pavers connecting the deck staircase to the pool patio. But that should not affect, nor should it address, or I should say, override the concerns of the planning department in that it's between the house and the pool. It's not on the neighbor's side, it's not on the south side, and it's not on the east side. So it shouldn't affect any drainage issues going to any neighbors, which is what the planning board brought up. But I certainly, expect that the applicant would be wanting to connect that staircase coming off the deck to the pool patio. You can see from the plot plan, there's also an existing driveway patio that comes out in front of the garage, and it's anticipated that there will be a walkway from that deck staircase to the garage. I don't recall what's there now. I think it just might be some dirt because they had just done some construction on the main part of the house, which was why they were here back in 2023. With that being said, we will be keeping in the nature and character of the area. There'll be no adverse environmental impact. There's really no other way to put this pool in, without asking for a lot coverage variance because the lot is, quite small. And again, we're not asking for relaxations on either the side or the rear. I will point out to the board one more thing. There are overhead wires that are not shown on the plot plans, either submitted by Tom Bloor or the survey which is on the screen now. Those overhead wires serve, see if you look the difference between the plot plan on the screen above and the one in front of you now. The pool orientation is turned. The reason we cannot put the pool in what is currently on the screen, those overhead wires come from, you can actually kind of see it on that plot plan. You can see that overhead wire. Those wires are quite low, and it's what's called a midline splice. So the wires that run behind the property, we do meet the setback by maintaining the pool at approximately 9 feet off of the east. But that's why we oriented the pool in a different position. And in essence, it kind of pushes the pool away from the deck. And that's why you have those two disparities, and that's the difference in case the board was wondering.
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
All right, so it's basically a simple application. I mean, what you have before us here is what it's going to be. Right?
Not that one. It'll be the same pavers, except again, just want to be clear. The call out for the meeting is correct with the square footage and the lot coverage of the pavers. The difference is when you spin the pool around the other way, the pavers are going to be oriented differently.
As long as your lot coverage remains the same.
It will. And but if you look at the survey that was submitted as the plot plan, it doesn't show that the 4-foot pavers connect to the staircase, and that's the difference. See, right there, if you would to literally read the call at 4 feet around the pool, it doesn't take into account that the plot plan actually called for about 7.5 feet of pavers on the stair side, and that's where I'm saying the difference would lie.
All right, so we're going to need an updated site plan showing that.
Well,
An updated plot plan showing that it's the same lot coverage.
the same lot, with the orientation differently?
Yes.
Okay. Subject to that submission, can we have either a decision or a reserve by the board, so we don't have to come back for another hearing?
Yeah.
Assuming the board was going to grant.
Prior to that, there's some conditions here. I don't know if you saw the planning memo.
I did, and that's why I was bringing up the pavers specifically, because number one on that says the pavers will be 2 feet off of the property lines, and that's what I brought out, that the, quote, additional pavers beyond the 4 feet will not be on the property line sides. They will be between the house and the pool. And number two, if you were literally to read that line, pavers 4 foot around the pool, but you look at the site plan, you can see it shows 7.5 feet between the pool and the garage. That's now going to be 7.5 feet between the pool and the deck step, is how that will be oriented. So technically, the planning board's recommendation of 4 feet only around the pool doesn't comply with what you have in front of you.
That's why we need an updated plot plan so we
Yep.
can adjust our recommendation.
Other than that, Mr. Chairman, I got no further questions.
Any other questions? Would anybody like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
We'll hold it for,
Yeah. We're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We'll keep the record open for a new plot plan.
I'll submit it to the board. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good evening.
you too.
Next application is application 25-129 of Lisa Moore, Alicia Hunt, and Alfredo Hunt, property located in Lindenhurst. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, distinguished board. My name is Michael Degnan. I am a registered architect and principal at Long Island Architecture Studio, located at 1943 Wantagh Avenue in Wantagh, New York. I'm representing our clients this evening, Lisa Moore, Alicia Hunt, and Alfredo Hunt, who together own and reside at the subject property, 260 Linton Avenue, Lindenhurst. Ms. Moore is present
Hold
this
on.
evening.
Hold on. I got to just read this stuff into the record. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, give me a second here. For the record, we got a planning division memo dated August 5th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated August 5th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Aerial Land Surveying dated March 15th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, we have 4 pictures and a plot plan by Michael J. Degnan dated January 10th, 2025.
Okay. Now, would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, thank you so much. I was saying that Ms. Moore is present this evening, and she's available if there are any direct questions that I'm unable to answer. So our client is proposing a second floor addition that will be replacing an existing second floor. The setback of the current and proposed second floor will be the same, 21.9 feet where 30 is permitted. The addition will go directly over the first floor, and our proposal does not diminish the front yard setback from its currently approved and C of O'd residence. In fact, there is no diminishing of any side yard, rear yard, front yard, and lot coverage will not be changed in any way. I've reviewed the memo previously, and I have just a few more comments that may address some of the concerns or maybe answer some questions before the questions get asked. But the second floor currently has an accessory apartment where Ms. Moore is currently residing, and she will be applying for an extension of this permit. And when the work is done, she expects to continue to live and enjoy the second floor under the accessory use apartment. As far as the stairs go, there is an interior stair that leads from the first floor to the second floor. That will absolutely remain. There will always be internal access throughout the entire house. There are no stairs that lead from the second floor directly to the exterior, so the only access to the apartment is from inside the first floor. Regarding the basement, under the current application, in order to comply with building department guidelines, including FEMA, all plumbing fixtures will be removed from the basement and the slab will be raised, thus diminishing the ceiling height to approximately 5 feet. So clearly, the lower level of the basement is not a habitable space or will no longer be habitable. I have also reviewed the memorandum, the town's planning division's memorandum with Ms. Moore, and she understands that the front portico shall remain opened. The internal staircase and access throughout the house shall remain open, and the accessory apartment permit shall be renewed and maintained.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigdon.
You made that very simple, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I know they mentioned the front portico, but what about the side portico as well? That's going to remain open as well?
That will remain open as well. My client nodded yes.
Yeah, like I said, you answered all my questions. You agree to those 3 conditions. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we approve application 25-129 with the 3 conditions on the face of the CO, that the front porch and portico not be enclosed, internal access must be maintained throughout the entire dwelling, accessory apartment permit must be maintained should there be any additional unit in the dwelling.
Second.
You wanted to say front and side portico, no?
Okay.
I'm sorry, Nick, you seconded? I mean, Steve seconded?
Steve seconded. All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a
Good
good
luck.
evening. Thank you.
Next application is application 25-126 of Heather and Duke Trullo, property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record.
Deanna Spector with Cornerstone Exit Cornerstone Permit Expeditors, 25 Field Street, West Babylon.
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 5th, 2025. A prior approval by this board, case 22-113, and it was approved on July the 28th, 2022, subject to a number of covenants, restrictions, and conditions. Environmental control memo dated August 12th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Meets and Bounds Surveying dated September 20th, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, we have 6 pictures and a survey by Meets and Bounds Surveying dated September 20th, 2024.
Also, for the record, Mr. Chairman, are 2 pieces of correspondence that are items number 1 and 2 in your packet.
Okay. What would you like to tell us about the application?
So I'm here representing Ms. Tulo, who is with me today, if I'm unable to answer any questions. We are requesting permission to increase the total buildable area from 20% to 42.5%, to add an in-ground pool, spa, and paver patio. I know that there were concerns regarding the Coltech drywall system. I also work directly for the builder, so in knowing that she was planning to do the in-ground pool and the patio, we did the 100 HD Coltech system. I was unable to submit it, but I do have copies here right now if you'd like to see it regarding weight bearance. We did it to grass grade, but it's able to be paved and allow about 8,000 pounds. It's built for a tractor trailer to drive over it. I don't know what other questions you'd have for me. I mean, I do also have another photo here. You can see it on the radius map, but it's of 697 Kirby Lane, just referencing that basically the whole backyard is paved right there. I don't know if you'd like me to submit that. I have photos as well.
Okay. Anything else?
Just requesting permission to proceed and
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Good evening, how are you?
good, how are you?
I drove by the property, it's very nice, very beautiful piece of property,
Thank you.
beautiful home. And the only other concern I have is, I have the specs here in front of me, this Coltech system is gonna be directly below the pool?
It is. Well, no, not below the pool, it's below the patio. If you refer to, where is it?
We have it on the screen
Yeah, on
here.
the plans here.
Okay.
You can actually see to the right.
What's the depth
That's the
on it?
Coltech.
What, do you happen to know the depth without me trying to find it here now? that you-
I honestly do not. Proposed pool patio, I'm gonna try to find it here. 13 inches. Proposed dry wells, Coltech, 100 HD.
Well,
It doesn't list it here.
is that the deep end of the pool, or is that the shallow end of the pool?
I would
Why-
actually, yeah, what? Yeah, the pool is to the left, the right is the Coltech system, and the patio is only what's going over the Coltech system.
I understand that. What I'm asking is which end of the pool is going to be the deep, I imagine it's going to be a deep end and a shallow end,
So Howard, 5 feet on the left, I apologize that I didn't know.
only 5 feet?
Yeah, 5 feet on the left.
Okay. But we don't know how far in the ground this Coltech system is?
I do not.
I mean, I saw the 2 letters from your neighbors, and, they approve of it, and they have no objections until they have a problem. So that's all I'm trying to figure out here.
One letter is the builder himself, he lives around the block, and the neighbor adjacent to him is actually the electrical contractor. Everybody is very tight-knit in that neighborhood. They're very impressed so far with how well she's maintained the property. Like I said, nobody has had any objections so far. I mean, if there's any possible way
Then
we
you
can...
can't come crying to me. Okay, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Yeah, now, we're gonna have 2-foot setback off all the property lines? For the pavers,
Yes.
right? And everything else as for the site plan. I have... The pavers? Okay. Okay. We need a new site plan or as for the site? No, as for the site plan. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we're good. What do you want to do?
I'll make a motion to approve application 25-126 with the condition that all patio and pavers maintain a 2-foot setback from the rear and side backyards of the property lines. Pavers permitted only as per site plan. You agree to that?
Thank you so much.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too.
Anyway, what's the deal with that?
Is to require this on new homes now. This drainage, to be a land of 2-inch rainstorm. It's the code now.
Wanna keep this with this?
Next application is application 25-130, Victor Kasparian, property located in Copeg. Name and address for the record, please.
Louis Castellano, 2639 Middle Country Road, Lake Grove, New York.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated August 5th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated August 5th, 2025. You should have a copy of this with the planning memo. Has some things on there, conditions. Survey by Angelo Joseph Soria, property dated May 2nd, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map,
And Mr. Chairman, we have one picture and a survey by Angelo Joseph Cesari dated October 16th, 2024, revised March 10th, 25, and revised May 2nd, 2025.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the board, for seeing us tonight. There's no environmental issues. The lot is part of a filed map from 1903. We already have Suffolk County Sewer Agency approval. There was a sewer there. The house was taken down, and we're rehooking up. It's a new home. It's going to pretty much conform to the character of the neighborhood. We have no problems with the items 1 through the covenants and restrictions. Items 1 through 11 we have no problem with. And the conditions 1 through 16 are basic construction items we have no problem with.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchio.
Good evening, how are you? Is there gonna be a bathroom in the basement?
No,
So it's just gonna be laundry room and storage use only?
that's it.
All open floor plan?
All open floor plan, unfinished basement.
Okay. No cellar entrance?
No,
Just,
we have to put an egress window in
Egress
as
windows?
code.
okay. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 25-130 with all the covenants and restrictions.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much. Just one thing. We haven't built in Babylon in many years. The zoning board staff was very helpful. She walked us, Lena and Jay walked us through the entire process. Good job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Nice to hear nice things. Next application is application, oh, wait. The next application, which I know is adjourned until September the 4th, and that's application 25-131, and the following application, 25-128, is adjourned to September the 25th. On our adjourned calendar for tonight is application 25-112, property located in Wyandanch. Name and address for the record.
Juan Medina, I'm the designer of record. Address is 1936 Hempstead Turnpike.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated July 22nd, 2025. Environmental control memo dated July 29th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Aerial Land Surveying dated September 27th, 2023. Tax map acting as an area map, and
And, Mr. Chairman, there's 9 pictures and a survey by Erie Land Surveying dated September 27, 2023.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. I would also like to add additional documentation.
Sure. Just hand them up. What are we doing here?
Again, board, thank you for having us here today. Like the other gentleman said, your variance board is very helpful, very straightforward process. Again, I'm the designer of record, representing Mr. Juan Acuna here for 90 State Avenue in Wyandanch, application 25-112 in a Residence C zoning district. The scope of the variance is diminishing of the east side yard from 10 feet to 0.4 feet for a window well, diminishing the distance to the rear and west lot line from 6 feet to 2.4 feet for a shed, and allowing a basement entrance in the west yard. My client, Mr. Juan Acuna, inherited these issues. He recently purchased this property roughly 2 years ago. He was completely unaware that these issues existed on the property, and he did the right thing and hire my firm and try to correct these issues. We did some research on the character of the neighborhood, and we found that these conditions don't significantly differ from the character of the neighborhood there in Wyandanch and in most areas in Nassau County and Suffolk County. So we're respectfully asking the board to consider allowing these issues to remain so that my client can proceed enjoying his property. That is all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. When was the outside basement entrance and window wells installed? Do you know?
We don't know when they were installed. Again, he just
He
purchased
bought
the
it like that?
property, and it was all like that. The basement was finished, and it will have to be mostly demolished to comply with the code. But again, these were all issues that he inherited.
The shed, was that there when you guys bought the house also?
It was there as well.
And the height of the shed, can you tell, is it less than 14 feet?
It's between 14 and 15 feet, I'd say. I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check my drawings here. Oh, yes, I do have it here. It's 13 feet 4 inches.
13 feet 4 inches?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what when he bought the house, or when they bought the house, did they have counsel?
He did. He had lawyers. He had a title company, but he was told to proceed, and he did. It's his first time purchasing a home. He was completely unaware, and the people he hired to represent him didn't appear that they didn't do the right thing.
This should have all come up then, is my...
You should have. You do a title search on the property.
Yeah.
All these issues should come up. You should know if the basement is finished or not. But he was completely ignorant of the process. It was his first time, and he's now here dealing with it.
Do you, since there's no driveway on the property, do you intend to install the driveway on the property? Or does he intend to install a driveway?
My understanding is that he's not at the moment. It's very difficult to install a driveway because the adjacent lot is almost like a vacant type of driveway-looking lot to the right, if you're looking at the site plan, and the front is not to grade, so it's quite difficult. I don't think he's considering that at the moment.
Town code requires residential dwellings to maintain 2 off-street parking spaces.
It is, I'm not even sure how to handle that because right now I don't think it's very feasible for him to do that.
All right, can you look into that and, like, see what can be done and get back to us?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
What's that now? Is that a driveway?
To the left?
There's an adjacent lot there that's empty, that almost like
Is
a
that lot
driveway.
his lot?
Yeah.
That's Suffolk County's.
Is he utilizing it?
So he's utilizing the vacant lot next to him?
That's what it's appeared that the previous owners were doing. And in fact, that shed almost looked like it was a garage at some point. Yeah.
This. You agree that there only be a 2-piece bathroom in the basement
Correct.
and no cooking or sleeping permitted in the basement?
Correct. This is standard.
Okay. Okay, any other questions from the board?
Yeah, Mickey, if I may, the window well is only like 4 or 5 inches from the end of the property?
Yeah, from that lot that's owned by Suffolk County.
And there's a fence there? So it's
There's
not-
no fence. It's an open.
So there's no use, it's not gonna be any kind of escape if that's what it was there
It's
for?
it's not. It's not. It just allows for a bigger window, which they installed in the basement. It's not an egress. It just
I get it.
allows for a bigger
Okay.
window. Yeah.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
He in contact, the county would get rid of it.
Yeah, really, I'm sure. Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail. Thanks for coming down. Thank you.
Thank you, Board.
Thanks. What do you do with this? I mean, that concludes the live streaming portion.